Well, sir, of course, yung SWS survey commissioned by Stratbase ADR Institute done nung second half ng October, the numbers, BBM with 47 sa presidentiables, Robredo 18, Isko Moreno 13. Can you contextualize the numbers for us? What are the numbers telling us? And I suppose more importantly, what are the numbers not telling us?
Of course, what we can take note of is that we normally had a long list until it went down to a shorter list when we look at who are the major candidates after the filing October 8th. And that's what we did. We simplified by looking at this, who are the major candidates. And something noticeable there is that there's no Duterte name in the presidency. And it seems that the vote went to Bongbong Marcos. That built, but I consider that a soft support. Because if you
What do you mean by soft? What do you mean by soft support?
It's the first time that you see that number, and it simply happened the last 3 weeks of that survey. So that means it could also swing back to someone or to move out of that. It is not steady.
Well, what could have accounted for it, and why do you call it soft? I mean, are these like the ones who have not really decided? You know, they're not yet decisive about their choices. Yun ba yun? Yun bang ibig sabihin ng soft?
Surveys are snapshots at that moment, and that's what we wanted when we commissioned and partnered with Social Weather Station. I felt that it was, from our institute's point of view, it was good to, instead of waiting for December, which is the regular surveys of Social Weather Station and Pulse Asia, we said, why don't we work with Social Weather Station and look at preferences at that moment?
Yeah.
That was a sudden shift or movements. If you've noticed, a lot of drama for October 8th and the anticipation of what might happen.
Yes, I mean,
And the one that benefited there is Senator Bongbong Marcos. I will consider it soft until we see a continuing trend. As compared to what we saw in the vice presidency, Senator Soto has been on top of the surveys that we have been running with both Pulse Asia and Social Weather Station. Maybe not as high as where he is now, but consistently doing better than other candidates, even against President Duterte. So it's the first time that, imagine September, so barely a month and a few weeks after, suddenly he goes to 47, and before that he was 18, 20%.
Yeah. Where did
Because of,
Bongbong's points? Where did Bongbong's points come from? Did they? I mean, kasi scenario building, no? So marami palang scenario. So, ma-identify mo ba kung kanino nang galing yung additional votes niya na marami yun, yung soft votes na yun?
I've always believed that the pro-Duterte followers had a strong support through the years that we have tracked, which is actually pre-pandemic was our first survey on possible preferences. So right before the pandemic, so we knew that the strong support of President Duterte was at 30%. It's not the 80, 88 that people were saying.
Ito yung solid, yung 30.
Ito yung solid.
Parang ganun.
And it seems that it shifted to Bongbong this October. Because there was no Sara Duterte name in that list, and also there's no Bong Go. Bong Go was placed in the vice president.
So will there be, kasi ang sinasabi ngayon ng mga pro-Lenny, halimbawa, maganda yan kasi madidivide yung votes nila. Is that is that a dire possibility or a possibility?
It's a big possibility if Bongo really becomes a candidate. My fear is what if you see really Bongo even attacking Bongbong Marcos, that will divide this vote that is considered the core support. Because at the end of the day, when you look at Bongbong supporters, these are also pro-Duterte supporters through the years.
Yeah.
So where will it go a few weeks down the road? Will it be a Bongo or a Bongbong Marcos? Then you have to expect also that there was no focus on Bongbong this past few months. The focus was on weakening the Duterte brand. And there was basis for it, especially with the Farmally issue.
Yes.
So suddenly, will people now focus on, when they say people, it could be different forces, will they now focus on Bongbong Marcos?